The Ezra Zion Kashmere Limited is a full-body, medium to full-strength 6x50 Toro. The wrapper is a beautiful Corojo 99, and its binder and filler remain a closely guarded secret. However, the tobacco is aged between 6 and 13 years. We're going to be talking about this red flag trend going on social media today. I'll meet you in the dungeon.
What up, though? What up, though? What up, though? It's your boy Q Morgan in the building. Welcome to another edition of Blowing the Budget. Here we highlight those budget-friendly cigars, as well as introduce our new smoker friends to this cigar lifestyle. If it's your first time here, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe, maybe leave a comment. Automatically enter yourself into the monthly swag bag drawing. Each month I pick out a couple of sticks, print up a couple of shirts, send those directly to your house. I'm blowing one out of the Ezra Zion camp. This is the Kashmere Limited. Let's get into it. I want to welcome all my smoker friends to Blowing the Budget. Here we highlight those budget-friendly cigars, as well as those premium sticks that appears on everybody's wish list. Today we're blowing something exclusive from the Ezra Zion collection. This is the Kashmere Limited. This is a 6x50 Toro, medium to full strength cigar with full body potential. Definitely one to add to the box if you run across a Ezra Zion Kashmere. And right out the gate, I'm getting a pleasant cinnamon caramel type flavor with a little white pepper on the retrohale. Just getting into it. I've enjoyed this before and definitely wanted to do a review and see if the cigar has matured since it's been sitting in my box for about 3 months. We're gonna get through this whole stick with you. So grab a drink, sit back, sit tight. This is Blowing the Budget. Now, this isn't the first Ezra Zion cigar that I've had the pleasure of reviewing. Did another review for another Ezra Zion cigar. Check that one out. Getting into this first third, let's look at the construction. We have a beautiful 99 Corojo wrapper. Of course, the binder and fillers are a close guarded secret. But I can tell you that most of the tobacco that makes up this composition has been aged between 6 and 13 years. So this definitely makes for a mature, quality smoke. I wouldn't necessarily call this particular cigar, the Kashmere, a boutique blend. This is more of an artisan crafted science project, if you will. I'm picking up a little bit of brown sugar, some pleasant cinnamon that kind of dries out my mouth, but at the same time, there is some salivation that is also happening, and that may be result of the white pepper on the retrohale. This is a very oily sheen, if you can look at that. Very little veining, and there is possibly maybe one seam that you can see in this particular cigar. Ezra Zion has become one of my go-to brands here in Texas. They are making and crafting some very pleasant artisan type cigars. Now, as I'm sitting here letting the stick rest a little bit, I'm actually picking up an aftertaste of leather. There's a leathery finish that comes through as you breathe in after you've puffed the stick and exhaled, got all of that out. And there's a little leathery flavor that kind of lingers on the back of your tongue. Not English leather, but more or less like a leather chair or something that has been, I guess, storing leather, a leather warehouse of some sort. So it's not granddaddy's English leather smell. The cigars are not always heavily or tightly packed. There is some, I guess, air pockets of some sort, but it's not like a loose cigar. There is some tightness, there is some bounce, there is some give. However, there are void pockets, and that could be attributed to the hand rolling that is done at the Ezra Zion facilities. The blend is consistent throughout. Right now, this is not necessarily a slow burning cigar. I've been at this for about maybe 10-15 minutes, and we're just getting into really just the first inch of the first third. And as always, a beautiful return on the draw. If you can see that happening in real time. This is definitely a beautiful transitional cigar. So of course, if you like chocolate, if you like coffee, if you're fond of the pepper and baking spices, this Kashmere is definitely a cigar for you to try. Kashmere entails that there is a smoothness or when I think of Kashmere, I think of that warm sweater or that warm furry blanket. Comfortable. This is the epitome of smooth, as it is a wonderfully transitional cigar. So of course, at the beginning, at the first light, there's a blast of flavor. But of course, it's not a distinguishable flavor until the cigar has time to relax. Once it's relaxing, then of course, that's when you may be able to pick up the brown sugar. You may be able to pick up some cinnamon. Now, right off the bat, off of your first retrohale, it's gonna be a white pepper. But right now, as we're getting into the first third, getting good into it, that white pepper is kind of transitioning into almost wasabi type pepper, but not so punchy that your eyes water. Shout out to my fat ass smokers. This is definitely one for y'all. We can definitely play the ash game on this one. This is a firm holder. It's definitely a strong ash. There is some gray and blackness in here. I'm more accustomed to a single color, but I guess that is the type of tobacco that's used, which causes the oxidation in the different colors in your ash. So you may run into this discoloration or variant in color. You go from black to gray to white. There's some brown in there. And of course, that all has to do with fermentation. These are artisan cigars, I like to call them, not necessarily a boutique cigar. There is a difference. A boutique cigar, in my opinion, is pretty much a short run where a particular cigar maker or cigar brand allows someone else to come up with a blend, and that's what's submitted for approval. Whereas an artisan cigar is pretty much a cigar tobacconist coming up with his own recipe or a flavor combination. Okay, I would definitely say an example of an artisan cigar manufacturer would be Steve Saka or Noel Rojas. These are master blenders that come up with their own, I guess, blend classification, combination, compilation, composition, whatever you want to call it. They are pretty much scientists in their own right, coming up with the perfect blend for the perfect stick. This Kashmere is definitely a smooth smoke. There's a creaminess that comes off. And right now, as we approach the half, we're still in the first third, nice ash on there. But as we approach the half, there is some ramping. There are some blending of flavors that I'm able to kind of pick up. Like I said, it's finishing with a nice leathery note, but it's not an English leather. It's not granddad's cologne sitting on a dresser. It's more or less a leather belt shop, or you know how you walk into Wilson's Leather, the leather smell that actually exudes from the store. It's pretty much what you're getting in the stick. I definitely have an aroma of leather and chocolate, as well as some coffee is playing around in the dungeon right now, which is kind of pleasant. I think this would definitely be a good in-house cigar if your wife allows you to smoke inside. Well, y'all, we just lost the ash getting into half. So you have to kind of be a little sensitive. As I said before, this is a strong ash. It did hold very firm into the first half. And now that we've had some drop off, we're picking up a little chocolatey. So at the beginning, we went from a spicy sweet, and now I'm actually getting a little more chocolate mellow, if that makes sense. So what's popping on social media this week? Well, we still on our free MP campaign. We got her out of Facebook jail, and somebody snitched on my girl and put her back in the clean. A lot of y'all need to stop being so petty with this cigar shit. A lot of y'all need to stop being so petty with this Facebook and social media shit. But to each his own. So we just gonna light this one up for MP, put one in the air. We ain't gonna pour out a little liquor because she gonna be out. Now if you get put back in there, baby, we're gonna have to get a GoFundMe for your release. Now everybody talking about this Squid Game. Have you seen it? Imagine Hunger Games on steroids with a whole lot of violence in it. Way more than the, I guess, PG-13 rated Hunger Game movie. This is definitely an R-rated Hunger Game. So definitely go on Netflix, check out Squid Game. Another trend that's picking up traction, red flags. What are some red flags that you are ignoring right now? Facebook is being bombarded with red flag ideas. So what happens, someone came up with the brilliant idea of acknowledging those things that may be a red flag for some of us. A female that doesn't drink water may be a red flag, or a female that doesn't eat fruit may be a red flag in regards to her health. A red flag is the dude is living at home with his mom and drives his ex-girlfriend's car to pick you up from work. That might be a red flag. So if you have a red flag idea, definitely leave some comments below. Definitely want to talk some shit about it. There are so many red flags that we all ignore, in relationships, friendships, and just cigar interactions. All right, y'all, we busting into half. Getting right into it. Look at that return on the draw. We still doing it. I got away from my usual V-cut. You know I like my V-cut, but one of my OGs told me to try straight cut. I was kind of cutting, I stopped cutting straight cuts because I was actually chopping all of the head off, and many of you are doing that. It's your cigar, you can smoke it how you want to, but in my opinion, y'all are fucking up the stick. Chopping the whole head off, you're gonna get unraveling. The head is what actually holds everything together. So if you chop off the head, you really take away from the finished binding agent, which makes your cigar hold in place. Again, this is just my opinion. I'm no professional by any means. However, I do enjoy the opportunity to share with my smoker friends those sticks that I enjoy, as well as those that I don't. And of course, I'm going to sprinkle in my 2 cents here and there. Now, as we get into the halfway point, the leather that we had in the beginning is actually taking center stage. Everything else is kind of taking a muted backseat. It hasn't completely disappeared of flavor. The chocolate smoothness is there. There's a creamy note, and of course that leather is really shining in the middle portion of our session. At the beginning, we started out with caramel, cinnamon, some baking spices. Really, really pleasant aroma has been created in the dungeon as a result of me blowing this one. I'm hoping that it lasts a little while longer, the smell in the room. I believe for those that like the cigar smell, I tend to like particular cigar smells, and they would make a good air freshener if you're attracted to that type of thing. This, if we could bottle this into an air freshener, this would definitely make for a good fragrance. If you could put it into a candle, that would make it even better. And again, that's just my opinion. Through half, we got a spicy sweet, which is transitioned into a smooth chocolate. So there's the leather note standing out. And of course, you're gonna get the dark black coffee right now that is kind of being pronounced. The leather is definitely showing the age and maturity of the tobaccos used in this composition. However, this is not Granddaddy's cigar. This is new age, new jack smoke, if that makes sense. And we're getting into that last third. Not quite at the home stretch, but we are approaching nonetheless. Now that we've gotten into the final third, there is a beautiful marriage of flavor that's happening in my mouth right now. Everything is kind of coming together in a grand finale fashion. So I have the wasabi type pepper that pops in and out. There's a chocolate note that is prevalent. Primarily, I want to say it's prevalent throughout the stick. However, leather is the dominant flavor from start to finish. Of course, at the beginning, leather is very light. In the middle, the leather becomes more pronounced. And now that we've gotten into the last third, the leather, the chocolate, the pepper, the cinnamon, all of those baking spices are now coming together in a beautiful grand finale. It's now ramping up to a full body and full flavor simply because everything is kind of funneling at the end, and you get a wonderful myriad of flavors that kind of dance on your palate. So in between puffs, if you like to clear your palate, I like to use citrus juice, lemon, lime, orange juice to clear your palate in between puffs. But if you're an OG and you just like to smoke and drink, in between puffs, you're definitely going to pick up some caramel notes if you enjoy your favorite bourbon or your favorite whiskey. Now, individually, each flavor stands alone. However, they do marry well, kind of like mixing cranberry sauce and cornbread dressing, if you like that kind of thing. It's a unique flavor blend that happens at the end. There is definitely some great transitions happening in between my puffs, and then at the same time as I let the stick rest and ponder on the flavors that are mingling or just sitting in my mouth, those flavors become a little more subdued, relaxed. There's a creamy note that I'm picking up, and of course the salivatory glands are amplified simply because of the rich flavors that I'm able to pick up. Whatever you're doing in this cigar lifestyle, make sure y'all keep it smoky. Please, let's not take this cigar shit too serious. And y'all let my girl MP out of jail. So this month I'll be giving away one of my Ezra Zion Kashmere sticks. That'll be included in the swag bag. So make sure you leave a comment, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell, indication, notification, all of that. Automatically enter yourself into this swag bag drawing. I've given away so many shirts, I've given away so many sticks, and I definitely want to send something to your house. I have some beautiful cigars curing in my box from Legacy, and I can't wait to taste those. They are the sister company to Divine Leaf. Shout out to my boy, my OG Orlando over there at Divine Leaf. Can't wait to get that stick from you, bro. And I definitely cannot wait to see what this Legacy smoke like. I hope you've enjoyed this edition of Blowing the Budget. As always, it's your boy Q Morgan in the building. We're gonna finish this one out. Peace out.